Types of people cracking for the first time. By Jorwizzy? I don't know. Let's like his video. And if you like the reaction content, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It helps support the channel. I need you niggas, and I know y'all niggas need me. Let's tap in.
It's in. Oh my God, it's in.
In every person's life, there are a couple of things they remember doing for the first time. Getting their first car, their first boyfriend or girlfriend, or even the first day of high school. But by far the most memorable and significant thing most people remember doing for the first time is cracking.
I think your first time experiences with anything that's like a major just like a major event in your life, you're always gonna remember. Like my first car, like I literally got like a few years ago. I think I'll always remember that. My first job, I'll always remember that. I wouldn't say my first girlfriend, I remember that, but the first time I ever found myself in this fucking this love triangle in the fucking seventh, it was either the 6th or 7th grade. You know what I'm saying? Like this, like it was almost like I was born into this shit, gang. I don't know, but the first time cracking is like. Some people remember it because, like, you know what I'm saying, it was a pivotal change in your life. It's your first sexual experience. It's your first time, like, really, you know what I'm saying, jumping in that water. You know what I'm saying? Depending on what base you went to. If you went to first base, you just got a kiss. You know what I'm saying? Second base, you did some hand stuff. Third base, you got some head. Fourth base, you went all the fucking way. You know what I'm saying? It's ultimately up to you and, you know what I'm saying, how far you went your first time. But I think the most memorable experiences is always gonna be the experiences where, you know what I'm saying, you either cracking some shit that you didn't think that you could, you crack some shit that you're not supposed to, or you cracking some shit that you're like outside in the woods or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
Those older folks watching this video, you guys might think it's something that chiropractors do to relieve tension. Well, yes, that is true. In 2026, the meaning of the word has been altered, and cracking now basically means what goes on in every episode of Euphoria. And
when did this term cracking become a thing? I know I'm not old, gang. I'm not old, but it's just like we come up with these new terminologies to say shit as a, like, I don't understand why we just don't say shit. Like to me, intercourse is fine. You know what I'm saying? Sexual relations is fine. You know what I'm saying? Why are we saying cracking? What is the crackingness about? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is that about?
not to brag, but as someone who's had his fair shares of romping the socks and also have many friends who have shared their first time experiences with me, I pretty much know the different archetypes of people. So today, I will be talking about the different types of people cracking for the first time. First off, we got the ones who fall in love. These are the types of people that refer to the act as making love. Yo, these guys really think they're in a Netflix movie or TV show. You know, everything has to be perfect.
I mean, in the defense of somebody who's like my first time, it was very, you know what I'm saying, it was very sensual. It was very romantic. It like, gang, that shit meant something to me. Like, what do you mean? I wasn't just a nigga who was like, you know what I'm saying, are you ready to do this? Turn around, lay down, and just start jackhammering. No, gang, you gotta, you know what I'm saying, you really gotta, your first time, you gotta, I feel like that's where you experience it the most, because you're feeling things for the first time, you're doing things for the first time, all the shit, all the training and everything that you learn from the hub, gang, it's time to put it to the test. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about you, but I did fucking great on my SATs. So you think when it's time to like really show up and put in work, I'm not gonna do that? You know what I'm saying? Everything that I've watched, everything that I've learned, everything that I've heard, everything that I've seen, that was my time to like really, you know what I'm saying, like show niggas that I'm a real life black belt in this shit. And I did. You know what I'm saying? I remember my first time I cracked in college with my roommate in the room. Like, I'm not even gonna give like a full story time on it, but the first time that I cracked some shit in college with my roommate in the room, that was like one of the times where like, imagine you got all the answers to the test and you're trying to do the said test, but the teacher is on the other side of the room, like acting like they not watching you, but they watching you. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure that day I taught my roommate a thing or two. Like my roommate, my first roommate, his bro name was Will. He was a white knight, you know what I'm saying? Racist dude. But I'm pretty sure I put that nigga on a few in-game tips that night, and that nigga never even gave me thanks. But that shit is crazy.
turning off the light to set the ambience, lighting candles, putting roses on the bed, and playing freaky songs from The Weeknd. Yo, I swear, these people are moving evil sweaty than the soccer skins in 2018 Fortnite. And the crazy thing is that they're doing all of this only to end up feeling coming like The Weeknd in less than 5 minutes. Yo, at this point, these certified lover boys slash girls are so sentimental that they will literally be writing poems about it. Just like Drake, they would always renounce this as the best they ever had. And
I feel like you can tell how a man interact with his woman if that's the first girl that he's like ever cracked, or like this is like it's his first time getting some consistent cheeks, because like that nigga will always hold this woman in high regards. Like this woman could never do fucking no wrong in this nigga's eyes. She could never do no wrong in his eyes, bro. And it's like, you gotta understand though, like men, I believe that we're naturally clingy, especially like with the first woman that we really get to that level with, because one, it's your first. I believe there's always going to be some form or some level of attachment to the first person that you have sex with. It's always going to be an attachment to the first one. It's always going to be attachment to the best one, and it's going to be a fucking attachment to the worst one. You know what I'm saying? And I say attachment to the worst one because you never want to feel, you know what I'm saying, that soul tie is always going to be there, but you never want to experience that again. Whether it was just like a y'all weren't sexually compatible, whether it just she used teeth, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe it's your fault, nigga. Maybe it's you. Maybe she was dry down there and you didn't get the job done. Maybe you didn't last long enough. But I say all that to say that I think that's the three. I said two, dickhead. The three type of sexual experiences that you will never forget: your first, your best, and your worst. And obviously the best and the worst can always be interchangeable because you're experiencing shit I wouldn't say every year, but like every you know what I'm saying? Every time that you have sex, that's a chance to rewrite history.
Since it's their first time, they usually tend to get all overly attached to the person, and now they've mistaken that intimate moment for love. Meanwhile, the other person plays Ray Charles to the love and doesn't reciprocate the same feelings. Now they're listening to Take Care at 12 a.m. It's a canon event that takes
What the fuck just happened?
place in every person's life. And sure, you might feel heartbroken in the moment, but once you've played Call Out My Name by The Weeknd for around the next 10 days, you'll get over it. But unlike Guy Pearce in Memento, you won't forget the person who was your first time. So my best advice is to make sure the person who you're doing it with knows the feeling is mutual, so you won't end up getting your heart broken.
That's true. Like if you're a person who's like there's some people who roam the earth and like, you know what I'm saying, getting freaky, that shit means nothing to them, genuinely. Like they could go out to the bar tonight, meet somebody, crack, go home the next morning, go about their life, and like that shit genuinely means nothing. And then you got some people like me, I'm a lover boy. Like I can't just sit here and say that I can just confidently have intercourse with just anybody. If it's a beautiful woman, sure. If somebody I'm attracted to, sure. If it's somebody that I have a connection with, sure. But at the same time, gang, after we're done, I'm probably gonna text you the next morning. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to call you the next morning. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to have to, you know what I'm saying, have some type of contact with you. I just can't crack some shit and then my world just goes back to normal, unless it's a bad experience. If it's a bad experience, sure. You know what I'm saying, let bygones be bygones. We could just like avoid that fucking awkward interaction. You know what I'm saying? We don't need to debrief what happened. But if it's somebody like if I enjoyed myself, or if I know for a fact they enjoyed themselves, or I know that we're cordial, I know that we could be friends, like we could be together, whatever. But it's just like I just don't see for the life of me, like if you're a person who, you know what I'm saying, does shit with meaning, does shit with intention, like you literally value your experiences. Don't be a person who's just out here having sex, because especially with a person who, you know what I'm saying, that shit mean nothing to them, because it's gonna hurt you in the long run. Like that shit is genuinely gonna hurt your feelings, and I ain't gonna say you in love, but you're gonna be like in some state of limerence. You're gonna be in some state of, damn, like I'm really fucking with this person. Whole time you're just another fucking you were just another nigga on a hit list. Literally, bro. Stay away from these women. I'm saying today's women, that's how they feel.
Next up, we have the overthinkers. I'm not gonna lie, I was this guy. You know, after learning everything I needed to know on Big Mouth, yo, I expected to be as passionate as the drama. You know, I thought it would have lasted as long as Lionel Richie sang about all night long. But for anyone watching this video, do not listen to people who say that you have to last as long as the average football match.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Going into it, I never expected, I'm saying, cracking to last that long. Like genuinely, I really didn't. Like a lot of people were saying that they was going fucking 50 minutes, 60 minutes, 2 hours. Gang, I could find so much shit better than my dude to be cracking some shit for 2 hours. Genuinely, maybe that's just me. Maybe I just don't see the whole appeal in you know what I'm saying, having relations that long. But I feel as though good relations generally last from 30 to 45 minutes. Like 30 to 45 minutes, like is a good amount of time, because you don't understand how, you know what I'm saying, how fast or how slow time moves sometimes, especially when you in the moment. You could start at 10 o'clock. Y'all done did like fucking 8 positions. Y'all done fucking, you know what I'm saying, done took a break, resumed, you know what I'm saying, switch rooms, you know what I'm saying, used ice, used fucking whipped cream. Like y'all done did a lot. And by the time you done, guess what? It's 10:25. You know what I'm saying? It's 10:25. You still got enough time to fucking catch in and out if you wanted to. Like you gotta understand, like, relations should not take that long. If it takes that long, that means one of y'all in that motherfucker playing. Essentially, that's generally what that means. One of y'all are playing. One of y'all are, you know what I'm saying, prolonging some shit. Just, bro, spit on her back and call it a day. At that point, spit on her back, call it a day, lie, do whatever you got to do, but that's not a genuinely good experience. If you're having intercourse for longer than an hour, I'll give you an hour, gang. Maybe you Mr. Not a nut buster. Maybe that's your prime park badge. I don't know, but it's just like, if you're having it for more than an hour and then, like, say stuff keep getting dry, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you start fucking shrimping up, you know what I'm saying, mid, and can I get some more head so I can get harder? Like, if shit like this just keep happening to you, maybe that's not the person that you need to be doing shit with, if we're being honest.
Trust me, you would be in the 0.1% if you actually made it until halftime. Anyways, back to the topic at hand. Overthinkers constantly get bombarded with thoughts, and this only amplifies right when they're about to get busy. Where do I even put it? Should I go fast or slow? Yo, can my foot fill her shoes? Do I try to talk dirty? Should I even talk at all? Yo, would it be awkward if I'm making direct eye contact? But by the time you've done the deed, you'll soon realize that you were all stressed and worried for nothing. And those 3 minutes felt like you just climbed the top of Mount Everest. Yo, I'd say guys tend to overthink this more than girls. Yo, for most guys, their first time.
I mean, guys overthink sex more than women because, nigga, we do all the work. You know what I'm saying? Like, we literally, like, think about it, gang. I want you to realize, like, we live in a time where maybe now today, you know what I'm saying, the start of sex can go either one. It could go either way now, but like literally a few years ago, I don't think it was genuinely ever really like that. Especially in terms of, you know what I'm saying, igniting that flame, you know what I'm saying, constantly adding fuel to the fire, you know what I'm saying, being the first person to make a move, being the first person to initiate. Like, a lot of women weren't initiating. Like today, nobody gives a fuck apparently, but it's just like before. Especially, I can only really speak for myself in my own situations, but like when I really was, you know what I'm saying, having sex and having intercourse, a lot of that stuff I had to like initiate, and it's like I understand that because I'm the man. Like as being the man in that position, you gotta be careful because you don't want to overstep your boundaries, but at the same time, you don't want to look like a bitch. You know what I'm saying? You want to show that you're like, I'm ready to conquer some shit. Like, I like my testosterone through the roof. You know what I'm saying? We're both in the moment. We're both feeling the heat. The tension is on. The fire is burning. Gang, it's time to play. But at the same time, you can't just jump into some shit because that can be a vibe killer. It can be a mood killer. You want to ease your way into something, but don't ease your way into it too slow because at the same time, gang, that spark could fade. Maybe at that moment she don't even look at you like a man no more, and now you like it's a waste of time. That's a failed mission. And we don't log into this game to fail missions. You know what I'm saying?
Is the Rosetta Stone for any future cracks, and this will always be a topic of discussion amongst your friends, your co-workers, and most importantly, your next relationship. Then we got the people who think they can get anyone after losing it. Your first time will give you more adrenaline than taking any type of narcotics. Yo, you're gonna feel like you're on top of the world. Yo, with the amount of confidence you have, if you saw prime Megan Fox, you will not hesitate to approach her. But usually, that delusion will be the downfall of most people. Sure, your XP might have gone up, but you're still the same player as you were at level 1. Yo, that's like going from a wooden to a netherite pickaxe. Basically, for my non-gamers who never understood that analogy, you're not gonna transform from Mick Lovin to Duke Dennis overnight. For girls, it's a bit different. I'm not saying it's easy to just get any guy, but let's be honest. If you wanted to dance on the floor in the round, then it would be as easy as ABC to find your next dance
Nah, literally.
partner. But usually, after girls lose it, they tend to choose their next dance partners more carefully. Yo, one thing that anyone new to the business should know is that there is a hierarchy. At the top, there's obviously the celebrities, tall guys, hood niggas, and then you, sir, would fall at the second to last on the bottom, only losing out to the Discord moderators and the people who play League of Legends. Then we have the freaks. These people have been waiting for this moment their entire life, and usually these people are the ones who started at a very young age and then they become veterans. You know how earlier I talked about
I'm not gonna lie, those people always fucking strike fear in me, man. Like you'll have some people who they'll be telling you their experiences and their stories and shit like that and everything that they went through, and then you'll ask them, oh, so at what age did you lose it? Oh, 12. I was 10. It's like I'm not gonna lie, gang. I was so locked in on video games and action figures, and you know what I'm saying. I didn't see my first fucking pair of titties without a bra on them until I was like fucking 14, 15. Like it's just like my head wasn't knowingly, because I do remember when I was younger, I was carrying around the nudie books and shit like that. But it's like I didn't understand. And then when I finally hit that age where I was gaining consciousness and I was gaining the ability to understand shit, that's when I start like really discovering shit. But it's just like, you know what I'm saying, losing your V card at any age before 14 or 15 will always be insane to me, because it's where the fuck are your parents? like where are your parents? Like where are the adults in your life that are supposed to be aware of where you are and what you're doing at all costs? It's just like you could tell, like some niggas really be like having so much freedom and so leeway. And me, keep in mind, even if I wanted to at that young age, gang, I have like fucking 3 sisters and a little brother. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I've ever really had a free household. It was always somebody in the house, always somebody doing something, always something going on. But you got this. Was you got to watch them only childs who, you know what I'm saying, both parents work during the day. Then them niggas get home from school at fucking 2:30, and then their parents don't get home till fucking 8 o'clock at night. You know what I'm saying, those be the niggas who you know what I'm saying, be the most freaked the fuck out, because they got so much free time. They got no parental guidance, nobody looking after them apparently. Like,
about how the only lasting for a couple of minutes. Well, these people know how to prolong it. Not to go into detail, but they would basically spam all different types of jitsu, and if that doesn't work, then they proceed to move on to the weekend specialty, or the So basically, they would do everything that goes on in the 50 Shades of Grey movie. And after these people have lost it, this will set off a chain reaction like Oppenheimer creating the atomic bomb. They will go on a generational run and end up having more bodies than Michael Myers. Now, they're getting cracked on a daily basis more than FL Studio or any Adobe software. But if you feel sad or maybe envious of these people, don't be, because they're going to have more baby mothers than NBA Youngboy. because I know damn well that these people don't have the gum fruit equipped, if you know what I mean. They use an outdated method known as the pull-out, and trust me, mastering this technique is harder than mastering the Rasengan.
And he not lying. You think you think you got a good amount of discipline, a good amount of self-control, a good amount of fucking, you know what I'm saying, resistance. You know what I'm saying? Get inside some good buns. You know what I'm saying? Really spend time inside some good buns, and like all that mental fortitude that you think that you have, all that, you know what I'm saying, that willpower, all that shit that you think, you throw that shit out the window. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be a time where you're cracking, where you're going to have to make a decision within a split second. And the worst decision is the decision that fucking feels amazing. You know what I'm saying? Not to be too vulgar, but it's just like, there's gonna be a point in time where you faced with a decision, gang, and just know, I hope you make the smart one. I genuinely do.
If you're still using this method, when you get that call from her that she's late, don't say I never warned you. Next up, we have the guys who watch way too much. Most people really got the exposure about this stuff from, and honestly, it's sad. Alright, look, I'm not gonna be talking about the political and economical state of the world right now, about how has a negative effect on people, but the damage that it has done is irreversible. Yo, people really think it's going to be exactly the same, but in most scenarios, it's going to be extremely different. Yo, they spend so much time doing what Michael Jackson sang about that they can't even take a lift off.
And I think that's was frying a lot of men. Like we literally previously just did Gooner Talk, so I don't even want to go too deep into it. Probably gonna end the video like around here, probably just give y'all a little rant afterwards. But yeah, it depends on what you come up with. Like if you're watching corn, that's fine, but stick to the amateur stuff. The moment you start getting to the fucking, you know what I'm saying, the extreme shit, and then you like your brain is starting to normalize seeing the extreme shit, that when it's your first time, when it's your time to experience the fucking fun of being a man and stepping up and conquering some shit, your Johnson's gonna be disappointed. Your Johnson's going to be disappointed. You know what I'm saying? Your little soldier man is going to be just like that. It's not going to want to stand up because your dopamine senses is registering, okay, this is what sex is supposed to be. This is what, you know what I'm saying, this is what's supposed to happen. This is what I'm supposed to feel. Why is she not doing this? Why is she not on all fours twirling, doing the spinny tricks like they do in the videos? You know what I'm saying? Why is she not doing that? Like that's the shit that literally fries your brain, and then you're weakening that what is it, mind to muscle connection? Yeah, you know what I'm saying, or that mind to tissue, whatever the cock is. I think it's a tissue, right? You're weakening that connection because now your brain is registering sex as one thing when it was never like that at all. It's just you've been on extreme sides of the internet, and now that shit is frying your brain.
Yo, the cat would literally be in front of them and they would run away from it like Jerry. Yo, at this point, pass the ball to me. Then we got the storytellers. These people are the definition of kiss and tell. They would be the ones who tell you everything that happened in detail, from the exposition and the climax to the resolution, to the point where some of these people need to open up a Google Docs and start writing a novel, because the amount of lore and depth they have is on the level of One Piece.
I feel as though if it's a crazy experience and you talking with the boys, ain't nothing wrong with it. But obviously, every gang, we don't need to be in the group chat knowing every time you crack something. You know what I'm saying? Genuinely, like, I don't know what type of friend. Like, maybe y'all closer with y'all friend groups than I am. Maybe that's just what it is. But every time that you crack some shit, I don't need a story time. I don't, like, it's not a Q&A segment. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to know. But it's your boy RushMoreRick. If you enjoyed the reaction video, leave a like, comment, subscribe. We got more stuff to react to. I'll see you over there. Peace.